All right, and just a reminder, during this portion, there are no public comments. It's just a discussion of the board on the recommendations for each of the proposals.
Okay. So we can start with Article 57. Rhonda, you could kind of take over the meeting here for Article 57.
Glad to do it. So since this is a planning board sponsored article, I would think that we should just take a vote. We've discussed it many, many times, and I feel that this is a improvement for the area. I think that most of those lots are between 8 and 16,000 square feet. A couple are 18,000. Some are in the 20,000s, but not too many. None of them meet R60. Any other comments?
Nope.
Guess not. I'll take a motion to approve Article 57.
To recommend approval, yeah?
Yeah.
So move then.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
We'll have to do an individual vote. So as the chairman, I'm recusing myself. So Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Rondi, how do you vote?
Yes.
Terry, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean, how do you vote?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Cheryl, you got that?
Yep.
Okay. We will move on to Article 58, which is also coming from engineering and Val. So this has to do with the stormwater management, which really, is there anything specific you want to put on, Val?
No, I don't think so. It's really just the changes that we have to make because of the new MS4 permit through the EPA. And then when we caught some typos and things, we did change those as well, because while we're at it, we should clean it up.
Have you been getting any feedback at all? Or?
No feedback.
Okay. I'll take a motion for recommendation.
So moved. Rondi Holland.
Second, Terry.
Okay. Chairman votes in favor. Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Terry, how do you vote?
Yes.
Rondi, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean, how do you vote?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Cheryl, you got that?
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta keep up with Cheryl.
Article 59. This is also a town article about conservation. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't know if there's anything really to discuss. Take a motion to move as recommended.
So move.
Second,
Okay.
Who seconded?
Rondi.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you.
Mhm.
Chairman recommends, votes yes. Terry, how do you vote?
Yes.
Rondi, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean, how do you vote?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Cheryl, you got all that?
Yes.
Okay. Move on to Article 60. So this is the one on Shady Lane.
I have no problem with it. It's been a real estate office for years.
So Val, is that mostly residential to the left and right? It was kind of hard to tell from the maps there.
Yeah, let me pull up my screen here. And you can take a look at the zoning. To the, let's see, what side would it be? Why don't I just pull up the map?
So I guess my biggest question is if it becomes residential, does it affect the gas station across the street or anything they need to do for setback or anything? That doesn't change, right?
If it becomes residential, the setback on the corner lot in front of it, on the corner of Shady Lane and Middlesex, that is zoned business. So it would impact that site if it were to be redeveloped
Develop.
different.
Okay.
Let me just share my screen and we can look at it together real quick. So I was over at McDonald's, so let's zoom over to, don't get car sick. So this is number 5 right here. I'll turn on the zoning. So number 5 is shown in green as general business. So to the one side is residential, the other side is general business, but I believe this house is actually used as a residence. So it doesn't look like a business use. It looks like a house. So, and then this is a house on the opposite side of the street. So really the only kind of business there is the gas station on the corner
Okay.
and the bank back here. But you know, this stretch here is single family homes.
Okay. Anybody want any discussion?
So what does it do to the setback though, but like the, going from a business use to a residential, now that line moves, and does it cause a problem for that house on the corner?
It could if it were to be redeveloped. So they have to do, remember it's I think it's a 50-foot buffer
Yeah, okay.
that we, you know,
Yeah.
landscape buffer along, you know, between residential uses and the business uses. So that would be very hard to achieve on this parcel, but in reality, this parcel is too small to redevelop anyway. So really, it probably stays as the structure it is, and maybe even in the future that zoning gets pulled all the way down. I don't know.
Does that building meet the setbacks now for an R20? Just out of curiosity.
The single family home on 5.
Yes.
I know it doesn't meet the 20,000 square feet. It's just over
It's just over 10.
just over 10. Yeah. Yep. Just under 11.
Probably looks like it doesn't meet that side setback.
Yeah,
it
it does.
probably doesn't.
All the other ones look good though. That one, yeah.
Yeah, it's not 20. So it would be a, you know, a non-conforming structure.
The rear setback's probably like right on 20.
Yeah, 20 something. It's kind of hidden on my screen.
Okay.
Meets the front yard setback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably has too much impervious, but okay. Well,
I think it's fine. It's just extending the
yeah.
the zoning to the left, and it's not gonna cause any real problem.
Yeah, I think under current conditions, it's probably the best use of the land right now.
Agreed.
Okay. Anybody want to make a recommendation?
I move to recommend approval of Article 60.
Terry seconds.
Chairman votes in favor. Angela,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
and last but not least, Sean.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sean. Cheryl, you all set? You get all that?
Yep.
Good. Article 63 was withdrawn. So last is Article 64. open to some discussion on 64.
So this is the same piece of property that they were supposed to, or they would try to put in that gas station with,
Yeah, yes.
right,
So the guy across the street who owns the other gas station bought it, so we
Right.
won't have competition, I guess.
So
Or whatever.
I've been on the board for a little over 10 years. I don't know, close to 20. Geez Louise.
Yeah, come on now.
Well, when I first came, we approved the zoning for an office building with a parking garage underneath it. That was in
Right.
2000 or
Yep.
2001. And
Yeah.
then it just the economy kind of collapsed with 2001's World Trade Center fiasco, so they never did develop it. And so our approval expired. And then it sat there for a long time until Global came in and tried to approve that to be that gas station, multi-use, that we're gonna have a restaurant or fast food place or something.
Right.
But then
And I
that
think
was
I
so
think
much-
Global went away mostly because they couldn't have access too close to 93. I don't think that ever would have passed.
Right,
I don't think they could have got around that.
right. And where the storage facility went in, at the same time, it was Gutierrez, I think, was the developer.
Right, it
Had-
was. Yep.
Was gonna have another office building there, and they sold it to the people that put in the storage facility, which is not a bad eyesore, and it doesn't have a lot of traffic, surprisingly enough.
No, actually, it's a pretty decent looking building, actually.
Yeah. Oh, well, I for one would prefer a mixed use, with some affordable units, especially since we just approved how many units at Lowell Street and Main Street that don't have any affordable units in them.
I mean, that'd be kind of an interesting place for it, really. I mean, you're right off the highway. Would seem to be, if it's done properly, would be kind of nice, actually.
Mhm.
Hey, the number, he mentioned 50 apartments or units. Is that past the
He's-
smell test, Val, or is that,
Yeah,
Did he-
sounds like a round number, and that's why I kind of question, you know?
it does, but I did the math just before the meeting and it does come out to exactly, well, it's 50.9. So it is 50.
And that means we'd have 8 units affordable.
That's right.
So the only thing is, when they say there's going to be a restaurant, Val.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That open us up to another Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks across the street, a Burger King? What? That kind of opens it up to everything.
Yeah, I mean, but it's in reality, it's open right now. Restaurants are allowed, by a special permit now. It'd be the same process if it was rezoned to neighborhood mixed use as it is now. So, and I know that, they did mention this idea to me in the past, and I did express to them that I hear all the time, especially through the Economic Development Committee, that Wilmington needs more nice sit-down restaurants. So I think, so I expressed that to them as far as, what I think the town would like to see overall. But yeah, it does open, open things up for more fast food and things like that. But it's been expressed that, maybe that's not exactly what we need.
Well, I kind of like the idea of the mixed use there. I think it'd be kind of makes sense, actually. But I think we just have to be careful not too much gets squeezed in there. I mean,
Did-
in
is there-
hindsight being what it is, I think we squeezed too much into the mobile station. So if I had to do that over again, I think I might have changed my opinion a little bit.
Does everything need to go for, in a neighborhood mixed use, does it need to go for a special permit for any of these uses that would be different than a general business like it is now? Like a, multifamily, is that always a special permit, or is that
Yeah, that's how we wrote the zoning, that
Uh,
multifamily is always a special permit.
Yeah.
Restaurants are also, well, most restaurants are a special permit as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is that, you know, if, you know, that plan that he showed us, Mike, he'd have to come to multiple boards to get, you know, he wouldn't just be able to cram whatever he wanted into,
Oh, yeah, we'd have a lot to say. Yeah, I don't know if we'd let two means of egress there like he had. I don't know, one might be too close to the intersection. That was always one of the problems with that development. Traffic backs up pretty good on West Street at that light, you know, so, you know, obviously that'd be planning board issues down the road, so.
And if
Anything
I
one thing-
remember,
Go
if I remember correctly, that the parcels are not in the sewer district, so I don't think they would have access to sewer. They would have to do on-site septic or something. So that would also, I think, limit what happens there, unless they were going to do some sort of treatment plant.
I think one thing I would push if someone did come before us with that, I want to see a full build out, even if they're not going to build it all out. So once it's developed, we want to know exactly what's going to go there. I wouldn't want to approve a restaurant and some apartments and then, you know, something else down the road was trying to squeeze too much in there. You know what I mean? I'd like to see whatever they present to the board down the road. We see the overall picture.
I agree.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? What do you think, Angela?
I like it because it has affordable units in it.
Okay.
Same with Rondi.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, you'll have to stay on the board to make sure it's architecturally correct. So.
So just so you know, I signed up for another 5 years, but in 3, I'm resigning.
Good. I sucked you right in because I'm leaving in 2. So, all right. All right. I'll take a motion for a recommendation here.
so moved. Terry,
As a changing of the board, changing of the zoning, right?
yes,
Recommend approval.
approval.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second, Rondi.
Okay. Okay, I'll take a vote. Sean, we'll start with you. What do you got to say?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Rondi,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes,
Angela?
Yes.
Chairman votes yes. Cheryl, you got that?
Yes.
You having a nice, easy night tonight, Cheryl?
Oh, yes.
That's good. That's good. Anything else we need to discuss?
That's all for tonight.
So calendar-wise, can you refresh my memory? The town meeting will be on the softball field on what date?
It's June 27th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be outside under a tent, somewhere on the high school property, I believe, on the softball field. I think more details to come.
Well, I'm
So,
walking away, so.
okay. Sounds good then.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
yes.
Right.
Appreciate your
Good night.
participation.